privacy implications, you might see them used together.
Professor, question. What if they do with the on-a-root diuretic, and then they also, wouldn't the potassium be a supplementate, like a supplement?
Yes, they
Potassium?
can. Absolutely.
Or is it also an additional diuretic?
No.
I'm confused.
No.
To not.
Yes. Times, remember, potassium-sparing diuretics have a very minimal diuretic effect. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, so what they do mostly is spare the potassium. So yeah, sometimes patients may be given a potassium supplement, or some healthcare providers, depending on the patient's overall, they have to look at all of their data and whatever before they give. So yes, some patients can be on 2 diuretics, which is the loop or thiazide, as well as potassium sparing diuretics here, depending on how they think through it and say, okay, this is better for this patient. Or they can also be on thiazide as well as potassium supplement. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes. So then that means instead of giving them a supplement of potassium, they would just be on those 2 diuretics, which would be the loop diuretic plus the potassium diuretic. Because it will increase also the potassium.
That is correct. And that depends on the description of whoever prescribed that medication. They must have their reason. Okay, should I give loop and potassium supplement, or should I give a loop and a potassium sparing? Or maybe the other one. So it depends on the description of whoever is prescribing the medication. We just have to monitor the patient's electrolyte level. Excuse me, sister. Does that make sense? So if the patient is taking that, we know that any more things that will increase their potassium might end them up with hyperkalemia. So we just have to be careful and monitor those patients.
Okay, thank you.
Was that your senior?
Yes.
You see, I'm catching some voices. Okay, very good.
Sister, I have a quick question. Just to go back to the thiazide diuretics, you said that they're cousins to the loop diuretics. The only difference with the thiazide diuretics is it has hyperkalemia.
Hypercalcemia.
Thank you.
Yes, hypercalcemia, and of course, sulfur too. They are affiliated to sulfur. The sulfur medications. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right.
I think Tyranny wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead, please, because I can't see anyone. I can only hear you when you talk. Go ahead, please.
Operator establishing score streak.
Enemies are dropping into the area. I'm sorry, I was trying to ask if that you may see patients on all 3 diuretics, the thiazide and the potassium-sparing diuretics.
The thiazide, the loop, and the potassium sparing at the same time? The answer is no. I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought
yes, I have never. Yes. Yes, I don't see that happening. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Good question. Any other questions, anyone?
But they could be on either thiazide and potassium sparing or loop and potassium sparing.
That is correct. I have seen that a whole bunch of times.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, good.
Professor.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. I just logged in. I told you that password. Can you tell me what question you're on right now?
We are on what are the 2 implications of direct? We're actually finished that. We're moving to what's the anticoagulant. That's where we are actually moving to now, because we finished.
Okay.
Yes, that's where we are. Okay. What's the difference between anticoagulants, antiplatelets, and thrombolytics? All right, who wants to tell us, please?
Hostile UAV in the area.
Una persona, por favor.
Anticoagulants prevent clot formation, and antiplatelets prevent the platelet aggregation, and then thrombolytics dissolve the existing blood clot.
Thank you very much. Yes. So now, if a patient has something like a DVT, right? And they have something like anticoagulant, maybe let's say something like a heparin drip for that for them. So will that heparin drug dissolve that DDT, that blood clot?
No.
No.
Still active in the AO.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. So now, what is it gonna do? What is that heparin gonna do? Why do we have the patient on heparin if it's not gonna dissolve that clot?
It will prevent new ones from forming.
Very good. That is absolutely correct. It will prevent new ones from forming, also prevent the one that's already formed from enlarging. That is correct. Okay. Give me some examples of parenteral anticoagulants. Whether it is low molecular weight or just parenteral anticoagulants. Give me some examples, please.
Para acá, ven, ven para acá. Cubre, men.
Heparin, correct.
Warfarin.
You can heparin. Sorry, what did you say?
I said warfarin.
No, I said parenteral.
Parental, sorry. I'm
Vale, ¿quién me cura, weón?
falling asleep. Heparin.
Made it to the safe zone.
Okay, so we said heparin. What else? What else? Parenteral. Remember, parenteral is anything given to the needle. Am I correct?
Yeah, enoxaparin or
Enoxaparin, which is also called what?
it's a low molecular weight heparin.
Correct.
Luminox.
Yes, which is also called Luminox. What else? What else, guys? Let's keep going because I gotta get out of here before you know it. Okay, what is the example of enteral anticoagulant? Enteral. Enteral is something we get
Warfarin,
from.
right?
I would say Chloe said. Yeah, warfarin.
Warfarin, yes. What's another name for warfarin?
Maddie.
Coumadin, correct. So if someone gets an overdose of warfarin, which is Coumadin, what is the antidote?
Vitamin K.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Is it or no?
Your squad mates back on.
Well, are you sure? Tell me.
I am sure.
Okay, I'm sure too. You are right.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Put you there, right? What if someone gets an overdose of heparin? What is the antidote?
Vitamin K.
Protamine stop. You say vitamin K. Be careful. No, nobody cares. Protamine stop is someone after they correctly. No. How would you know that warfarin, that someone overdosed on warfarin or that warfarin is too much? How would you know?
INR. The sugar INR.
Correct. We use INR, that is correct. And where do you want INR to be? From what to what? What's the normal though? INR.
From 2 to 3.
Bro, what the fuck?
No,
is
so
y'all
of course,
doing,
even
bro?
here now that I know the warfarin therapy, what's the normal?
Less than 2.
Getting another charge.
Give me a number.
Free.
Oh.
What's the normal warfarin? It's one number.
2.
No,
No.
I didn't teach you that.
Or normal INR.
For all of us, one per INR is checked because we're not on warfarin therapy. What would it be? Okay, it's one. It's one. So when someone is on warfarin therapy, it's 1.5 to 2.5 the control. The control is 1. Okay? So now if someone comes and the INR, what number will tell us that, okay, this person has warfarin is now too much, it's toxic. What number are we looking at, or from what?
And the PT and INR.
It's the INR, yes. Mostly INR. So what do you think the INR will be if they come and the warfarin is toxic at a toxic level?
1.5.
No, they are on warfarin therapy. Remember, if they are on warfarin therapy, it's 1.5 to 2 times the control. So the control is 1. So 1.5 to 2 times the control will be 1.5 to 3.
Stand by for redeployment.
But remember, I told you, or I also said that when patients have something like artificial heart valve, most of the time, they get warfarin. So the INR is allowed to get up to 3.5. You will see some healthcare providers going a little bit above that because they have artificial heart valve. But anything above 5,
Question.
hold on 1 second, hold on. Anything above 5 is considered too much, no matter who the person is. Okay? Anything above 5 is considered too much, no matter who the person is. So remember that. Now, go ahead with your question, please. I don't know who was asking.
It's me, Yesenia. I just wanted some clarification. So the control number for the INR is always 1, meaning a person that is on the warfarin therapy, if their numbers have to be either 2 to 3 times the control. So it can be either between 2 or 3. If it's above that, that means the medication is in a toxic level. So meaning 3.5 or above, or would you consider above 5? Because I was confused with those numbers.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me clarify that. Now, if all of our INR is checked now, hopefully it will be 1. Maybe 1.2, maybe 1.3. Does that make sense so far? Yes. Because we are not on heparin, on Coumadin, sorry. Now, when someone has made the intravenous injection, which is one of the reasons they get Coumadin anyway, or any of those things, so they will be on warfarin. If they are started on warfarin, let's say we check their control when they came and started and it was 1. Now, when they are on therapy, we want their normal, because they are on treatment therapy, to be 1.5 to 2 times their control, right? So, 1 times 1, or 1.5. 1.5 times 1 is 1.5. Am I correct? Now, to 2. So 2 times. So 1 times 2 is what? 1.5 to 2 times the control, which is 1.5 to 2 times. So if you double 1.5, you get 3. Does that make sense? So 1.5 to 3 is what we want them to be. Sometimes because they have a peak. For patients that have artificial heart valve, that will go up to about 3.5 or sometimes to 4. We can have that as good for them because they are on therapy. Now, if they are on therapy and they come and their warfarin is 5 or above, that is toxic. Did that answer your question, Yesenia, or that better to confuse you even more?
Yes, no. That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay. And does everyone understand it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now, okay, where are we? We're still, okay, so, back to, okay, so we know that, which of these things are contraindicated in pregnant women? We know that warfarin is contraindicated in pregnant women, am I correct?
All enemy squads
Yes.
eliminated. That's it.
Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some of your nursing implications? Let's say you have a patient, the patient is going home on, say, anticoagulants. What herbs would you tell them to be careful about?
To just remove garlic. Garlic.
Garlic, yes. To be careful with those. What else?
Ginkgo.
Ginkgo, the 3 G's, garlic, ginkgo, ginger. Now, what other food would you tell them to be careful of? Not to stop it, just to eat it with moderation. What kind of food?
The greens.
The greens, correct. The greens. And why do we have to tell them to be careful with greens?
Because it has greens have vitamin K.
Correct. Greens have a lot of vitamin K, so it will be counterproductive. They don't have to stop it, they just have to keep taking it in the way they do in moderation. Okay? All right.
Just to confirm, you said